I'm Heather Lee, and I teach 3rd grade at North Elementary at White Settlement Independent School District in White Settlement, Texas. And I used a variety of formative assessments to help my students understand better bar graphs as one of our TEKs that we have to cover. And I started off the lesson in the unit by giving each group of students a graph of a variety of different types of graphs that I found on the internet. And I didn't tell them what they were. They had to make observations in their groups on their own, and in a time pair share they talked about the different observations they had about their graphs. And then we came back together, a whole class, and we talked about all their observations and wrote them down on the board. And then we also created a clothespin where they decorated a clothespin, and I had a string that goes underneath my whiteboard to save space. And I created 4 different cards that the students are going to clip under, depending on what their assessment of learning was. I kind of understand bar graphs. I understand the basics of bar graphs, and I can use and interpret bar graphs, and I can create a bar graph on my own correctly. And over the course of 3 days, we did a variety of activities that included them looking at colored marshmallows and graphing those, and cutting open a pumpkin and graphing the seeds that they found in pumpkins. And the last day that we did graphing, they had to create their own graph by creating a little survey and surveying the students based upon the questions they asked, and they made a bar graph based on that. And each of the 3 days they moved their clothespin according to their understanding of bar graphs based upon what we've learned for the day. One of the other formative assessments that I did was a Cloze activity on bar graphs, that the kids filled in their understanding of bar graphs into their math journals. And by the end of the unit, at the end of the 3 days, most of my students were pretty confident in their understanding of bar graphs and felt that they actually could create their own bar graph correctly. And those that still struggled, I was able to pull into small groups and reteach them and get them where they needed to be.